Welcome back to another Mixed Media Tuesday, and today I'm starting with decoupage paper. I have this package with decoupage paper in black and white designs, and there are plenty of them here. You see there is a mix of lettering with flowers, letters only, and I did use these in a mini journal that I posted as a reel. Maybe you have seen that already. And I'm going for kind of the same look and feel for this page. So I will go ahead and mix two decoupage papers for my background, the one with the big numbers and letters and the other one with a script. So of course you can just go ahead and stick that on your background as it is, but I like to be more creative. I'm going to tear off some pieces. And I'm going to do that with both my decoupage papers, and then I'm just going to mix them on my page. Now this is a process that is really easy and fun to do. You don't really need to think anything. It is a great starting point if you are stuck and you don't know what you want to create. Just play with black and white decoupage paper. And as you go ahead and stick down all those little pieces, you will see that ideas will start popping in your head. So it is a great exercise for art journaling. By the way, I'm sticking everything down with my rice paper glue. Matte medium would work here as well as any mixed media glue. Just make sure that the glue that you are going for is going to dry completely matte. It's not going to be sticky, and it is going to also allow you to cover the decoupage paper as well. So you see I use the glue underneath and on top to seal it down. I am going to use my heat gun to make sure that the glue is completely dry, and once that's done I will use my scissors and just cut off any excess paper. You can keep all the bits and pieces. Of course you don't throw anything away, because this can be a great starting point for another little tag or another project as a background. Now, as my next step, I'm going to use some white acrylic paint, and I'm going to apply it over my background with a brayer, making sure, of course, that I don't cover up completely what I have there already. But I want to kind of send that more into the background. I don't want that to be so vibrant and black. Just by doing a little bit of braying over it, it's going to knock it back and it's going to look just perfect. Now for my color, I'm going with two shades of distress paint, a darker and a lighter blue. And just like always, you will find linked down below the description exactly what I'm using, in case you want to recreate it. But really, I would say that you can just get inspired and you can play with what you have at home, your favorite colors. I find that blues are my go-to colors for backgrounds. And here I'm just applying it with a completely dry brush. So this is dry on dry. I don't use any color because I want to see those brush strokes. I'm going very lightly over my background. And now I'm going to go and add the darker color very lightly again, because you see this shade is very dark. So just by doing light brush strokes, I can introduce this darker shade without overwhelming my page. Again, this is a dry brush. It is very important, otherwise those two colors would blend completely and you wouldn't see the darker and lighter areas. You would end up with just one color at the background. I don't want to completely cover everything, and you see that even on the areas where I do have the color, you can still see the background pattern coming through. And now it's time to play with the stencil and add some real texture. I have this set of stencils here. I will use my favorite out of the three, which are those lines. I find that it's a perfect background for art journaling. By the way, today I'm playing with Textures collection by Arden. This is designed by Lou Collins, and I was super happy to meet them in person when I was in Frankfurt last month. And this is a really gorgeous collection. Check it out. You will see with all the beautiful flowers and the purples in the collection. So now I'm just going to add some texture paste, and I'm using the black opaque here. This is completely matte. I'm not going to overwhelm the page, but I feel like the black and white is kind of a theme for this page that I'm going for. So just in 3 areas, because I like to work in triangles, I'm going to introduce those lines with black. And since I have some black, let's do some black splattering to finish off the background. Now for that I'm using white calligraphy ink. Actually that is Liquitex black ink. I'm going to apply it with a clean and dry brush. And then I am going to make sure that I splatter a little bit first on a scrap piece of paper, so I make sure that I don't end up with big blobs of ink, and then just a little bit will do. I'm really happy with how my background looks. I'm going to leave it aside to dry for now, and I will work on some other elements that I can use as my focal points. So I will start with stamping. And I have here a background stamp, which is again from the same collection. I absolutely love those circles. I did use them on the little composition that I did on my mini journal page that I shared. And I'm going to repeat that because I find it absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just going to stamp a few of those circles, and I'm mainly going with the ones that don't have elements on top, like the butterflies and the other creatures. I'm just going with the ones that have text in different sizes. I will stamp them with a black archival ink on white cardstock, and then I will just use my scissors to cut them out. These are going to provide lovely elements to just throw them at the background to add more dimension and interest. So I did fuzzy cut them, and now I want to introduce a little bit of texture, extra texture, and I love to use medical gauze. So I'm going to use little pieces of that behind the circles. Now I'm fighting with my Nuvo Deluxe glue, but bear with me for a while as I try to unclog it. It happens to all of us. Then I'm going to place the pieces of gauze at the back, and then on top I'm just going to stick my circles. Now, it is really difficult to do the voiceovers when I do my art journals because sometimes there is no reason for things that I do. But I will try to explain my thought process and what I was thinking as I was sticking these down. So when I am creating a background, I always try to make it quite subtle or keep with a very specific palette of colors, so that whatever I decide to do on top, the background is going to allow for that to pop. So here I stayed with blues, white and black. So I know that if I decide to go with purple, if I decide to go with green, with orange, with red, with whatever other color apart from blue, it is going to pop out. And then at this stage I don't know exactly what I want to work with for the top and what I want to stick. I'm just playing layer after layer and decide what would look best once I'm done with one layer. So here, for example, I know that probably I will go with flowers, but I don't know how big of the flower is going to be. I don't know how many flowers I'm going to stick, if I want to use leaves or not. So once I'm happy, I'm going to cut off the last little piece, and I'm happy with how it looks now. I can go ahead and start playing with other elements that can go on top. So for this design, I decided to go with a package again from the same collection, which is called Inkable Florals. So you see these are all pre-cut out for you. One side has color, the other side is either white or has some stamping. So you can just pop them out and use them. I'm going to use the white side, and I'm just going to pop out 3 flowers as well as a few of the leaves, and this is going to allow me to use some sprays to color them, but you can use any other medium that you like. You can go with watercolors, you can go with markers, and of course you can do some ink blending if you like. I decided to go with my Distress Stain sprays. I'm spraying with the lighter color, and then with my darker one I'm just going to splatter some darker color here and there. This is going to bleed on what is already underneath so that it creates darker and lighter areas. You can even use some water to help those colors blend. And I'm not going to overdo it with color. I like to see some areas that are lighter and even white. So I'm just going to remove them for my box, and I will spray the flowers now. I went with 3 sizes of the flowers because I'm planning to stack them one on top of the other from bigger to smaller to create a fuller flower. So I mixed again 2 colors for my little layers, and then I'm just going to stick one on top of the other. And all the elements that I prepared for my focal point are ready now. So all I have to do is to just create my composition. I am using my Nuvo Deluxe glue at the back to stick everything down. I'm not going to seal the flower or the leaves with matte medium or any type of glue on top, because remember I used sprays and they will react with any wet medium that I add on top. So I need to make sure that I add glue only at the back. So just a little bit of a few dots of glue here and there are going to hold my pieces in place. Don't overdo it with glue. I see people just go ahead and add way too much glue on pieces. Trust me, they don't want to escape your page. They are living there really happy. So I am going to stick the leaves. And my page is pretty much done. All I'm going to do from now is the detailing and just have fun with little bits and pieces that I like to do as finishing touches. So here I decided to go with a black marker and create a border, just a wavy black line, and then I'm going to fill in the outside area with this black marker. This is a black alcohol marker, by the way. I used to do these borders a lot back in the day, so I'm kind of remembering the old techniques that I like to do, and that's what I'm going for today. I think that it is a lovely frame that gives movement somehow just because those lines are wavy, and at the same time it frames the project. So I'm just going to fill it in all around. And then here's another detail. I grabbed my white gel pen and I'm drawing a white line. Don't ask me why I do things like that. I'm just having fun when I'm creating my art journal page, and I just don't want to stop. And I keep on adding little details. But I think that at the end of the day, these are what makes us happy and what it kind of brings the whole page into life. Now you will see that later on I will do something on top of them, but for now I'm just going to leave it as it is. However, I discovered something today which was really fun, and I will show you in a bit. So here I switched to my fine black marker and I'm going to add some sketchy lines around my cutout elements. So really sketchy and imperfect lines around the leaves. You will see that this is going to help them pop even more against the background. At the same time, it allows for all the elements to kind of come together, because you see I have those white circles that have that black border. Now even my cutout elements have that sketchy black border. Little details like this, I think that make a page come together. Now I'm also going to switch to, again, back to my white gel pen and add some highlights here and there. And of course, as it happens to everyone, my white gel pen isn't working very well. Also, it is kind of lost on top of that sprayed areas. It kind of blends in with what is underneath. So this is where I got the idea to use my white contour liner. So the contour liner has a very fine tip, which is going to allow you to create dots. I usually do it for creating dots, but remember that you can use it to write with it, or even create the sketchy lines. So that's what I'm doing here, and I know that this is not going to bleed. The color that is underneath is not going to bleed. It's going to stay nice and vibrant. I'm also going to add some white splatters because, as you know, I cannot live without them. And then I'm going to finish off the page, of course, by adding a quote. Now the same collection has tons of quotes that you can use, and they are in black and in white, so I was debating whether I want to use the white or the black one. Anyway, I decided to go with the black one because it's going to pop even more, plus it matches the border. So I'm going to pick one of those. I like to cut the longer phrases into smaller pieces and then just stick them down with my Nuvo Deluxe glue. Now my page is pretty much ready. If you enjoy those videos, don't forget to leave a comment down below. It really helps the algorithm. And just like always, you will find the list of everything that I'm using down below in the description, along with coupon codes wherever these are available, and I have access to coupon codes. So I'm using my white gel pen to do the sketchy lines around my quote. And this is where I got the idea to use my contour liner on the border so that I end up having a more defined line. At the same time, this is dimensional as well, and it is kind of shiny. It's not perfect. I'm not going for perfection after all. I don't care when it comes to my art journal pages. But I think that I absolutely love the outcome, and I'm still wondering why I haven't thought about it before. So anyway, I'm really happy with the outcome. Let me know what you think about this page. Here are some close-up photos where you can see the details better. I hope that you had fun today, that you got inspired. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you all next time.